The problem of the PDP is what I would call the Atiku Abubakar problem. And here is why. His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, the Waziri Adamawa, the former Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, has done more damage to the PDP than anybody dead or alive. Right from the inception of the PDP, just a few years after the party won the election and started governing the country under President Olusegun Obasanjo. Even before the government was settled down, we started hearing whispers about the Mandela option, trying to force President Obasanjo out of office after one term so that His Excellency Vice President Atiku Abubakar would take over. When that didn't work, in 2007, His Excellency Atiku Abubakar left the party, went to Action Congress of Nigeria, contested the election against the party, lost, and he returned back to the party. Now, in 2013, I was in the National Working Committee as the National Publicity Secretary under the leadership of the most respected Dr. Bamanga Otokoro, the Tafida Adamawa. When Alhaji Atiku Abubakar led 5 serving governors of the party and members of the National Assembly, including the then Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tambuwal, and powerful senators like Senator Saraki, and they formed what they call the new PDP. And they now joined the CPC, the ACN, the NPP, and the Rochas Okorosha's faction of the APGA to form the APC. In one swoop, they took away about 20% of the strength of the party. This was a devastating blow to the PDP. So when they moved, prior to the 2015 election, of course you know how the election went, President Jonathan conceded the election. And again, Vice President Atiku Abubakar returned to the party. Now, to be clear, Jeffrey, at that time, the party's constitution was very clear. If you leave the party, if you left the party, upon your return to the party, you were supposed to lose all your privileges. But each time he left and he returned back to the party, he wasn't back straight into the Board of Trustees, into the National Executive Committee, and it just looked like nothing happened. And you look at it, this was where the seed of indiscipline was sown in this party. So this thing that started before the 2003 election has festered. In 2019 election, when some of us saw the monumental disaster that was the Buhari administration, and because Hold on, I'm coming. Let me.
Yeah, because of time, you can land on your thoughts. I got a couple of questions to follow up so that we can accommodate as many as possible.
Okay. I'm just going to cut it. I'm just going to cut it short now.
Okay.
Now, the final nail on the coffin of the party, which has put the party where it is now, was by the same Vice President Atiku Abubakar in the 2022-23 election cycle. The injustice perpetrated by the PDP in that cycle is what is affecting the party at this time. Because we now have a situation where a national chairman from the North convoked and presided over a national convention that selected a candidate from the North to run in an election to replace an outgoing president from the North who had served 8 years. And the icing on the cake on this is that the outgoing president and the candidate of the PDP are of the same ethnic stock. So in a multi-ethnic, multicultural, diverse country like Nigeria, all of us are supposed to just fold our hands and let that happen? It was when that happened that the mass exodus from the party started.
So in your view, Mr. Okeke, just a moment, if I come in there, in your view, are you, because as I see the picture, some of the things you painted are familiar pictures, but we need to look ahead, because the weakness or the docility, as some would describe it, of opposition, lead opposition like the PDP, is affecting the strength of our democracy. Because when the APC was in opposition, whether they were a collective as APC or they were a splinter, CPC, ACN and all of that, they gave the PDP a run for their money as far as opposition politics is concerned. But perhaps PDP got used to being the leaders and they don't understand how to play opposition politics. We do not know. Because, for instance, now, it's been difficult to hold even a NEC meeting. It has been shifted again and again. I even dared, what's his name? Kola Logo Agba, the former National Publicity Secretary. I said, your NEC will not hold. And he was laughing. He said it will hold. And it didn't hold. And it has been shifted again. So what is the way forward? And I'm asking because it doesn't look like Atiku Abubakar is not going to run again.
Now, the way forward is pretty straightforward. I listened recently to an interview granted by the former governor of Benue State, former senator, who is now Secretary to the Government of the Federation, His Excellency George Akume, where he discussed in details a meeting hosted by the much revered Masanin Kanu, Alhaji Maitamasule of the blessed memory, where it was agreed that for national unity, cohesion, sense of belonging for everybody in the country, that the presidency should rotate 8 years in the north and 8 years in the south. And by the way, this was the reason proffered by His Excellency Atiku Abubakar and the 5 governors when they were leaving the PDP in 2013, that if they allowed President Jonathan to continue, that means power would have been in the south for 10 years instead of the 8 years that was agreed. So the way forward is the leadership of the party would need to come together, everybody, an expanded caucus of the party would need to come together and commit irrevocably to zoning the 2027 presidential ticket of the party to the south. If that happens, and when that happens, the people who left the party out of annoyance because of the injustice of the 2023 nomination would come back. And when everybody's back, this party would bounce back. And there will be stronger opposition.
So in your view, if they were to get back to the south as you proposed, which region of the south? We have 3 regions of the south. Are you guys going to pick up somebody to contest against the president from his